Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca. If you are new here, I absolutely love the Crockpot. It's been a while since I've uploaded one of these videos. I thought it would be super fun to include the new Crockpot that I've been using and loving for the last 4 or 5 months. It's been a while and I wanted to make sure that I absolutely loved it before I shared it. If you are in the market, we were using, I think it was like a 6-quart regular Crockpot. Way too small. We never had enough for leftovers, and I took my time because I'm super indecisive trying to find one. You guys, there are so many options out there. This one seemed to work best for me, and I will say that it has not disappointed. I rarely ever use my stove anymore. It cooks literally everything and anything from like bread, steak. We've done it all in here. It's amazing. So if you are in the market for one, I would definitely suggest this. I'm going to just unbox it with you, just kind of show you what it's about, and then I will share some recipes at the end. And I will say that they are toddler approved recipes. I am a stay-at-home mom, if you're new here, of 2. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old little boy. And if you are a toddler mom or just a mom in general, you know it is so hard to get your kids to eat new recipes. So especially when I love to cook in the crock pot, sometimes I can feel a little bit limited. But with this one, I can saute, I can sear, I can bake bread. We've made pizza, you name it, it'll do it. So here it is. It's really large. It's 8 quart. I believe it actually turns into a Dutch oven, which I have yet to use because it is summertime. It's too hot to do that. I love the color. I will say it is a little bit large, so if you have small counter space, maybe this isn't the one for you. It'll slow cook, sear, saute, steam, sous vide, braise, bake, and proof. So you can proof bread in here. It's really good. It's actually really easy to handle. It's not something I had some concerns that it would be a little bit too hot. I'm used to like the old school style crock pots, and I had a really old one back in the day, and then my parents gifted us this one when we got married, and we just never upgraded. It does come with this spoon. I thought it was cool. You can use it for pasta, you can drain, and it actually hooks onto the top here. It's actually not my favorite spoon to use when I'm cooking like meat or something, but it is great if you're using like a soup or something like a goulash. It works perfectly fine. It does come with the cookbook. I think all Ninja products, or most products that you get, come with some sort of cookbook. I've tried a few recipes in here, so that's always helpful. I tried to get that baking rack and I can't find it. It's been sold out for quite some time, so I'm sure that all the accessories you can find on Amazon. I love that I can set the timer on this crock pot. My old crock pot did not have a timer, and you guys, I can tell you how many dinners my husband would just like power through because the chicken is either overdone or the meat is a little tough. So I absolutely adore this feature. So moving on to some of the recipes, I wanted to try the sear or saute function. I've never had this before in a crock pot. I don't trust putting ground beef into the crock pot. I like to cook it. I would always cook it prior to adding it in. So I was super intrigued by this feature. We came home the same day and I made this dish, and this is an oldie but a goodie in our home. We will rely on this dish probably once or twice a week. Ground beef is an easy win. I throw some beans in with an enchilada sauce, and there you go, dinner is served. I actually did not have good luck with the spoon that it came with, so I've had this one for quite some time. It's a random pickup my husband found at the grocery store. Love it. It works really well to break up the meat, and I love being able to sort of, they're called like dump and go or throw and go recipes. If it comes with some sort of sauce, it is the easiest thing for me to just pull meat out of the freezer. I like to keep meat on hand, so it took about 7 to 8 minutes for it to actually warm up on the high saute setting. So it took a few minutes. The meat was cooking just fine. Honestly, I'm just really impatient, so it was kind of slow and go. But it took a few minutes to warm up, so the next few times I used it, I actually just let it warm up for a few minutes before pouring the meat in. It took about maybe 6 minutes to saute the meat. I rinsed the beans. This is our favorite enchilada sauce. I cooked that on high because the meat's already cooked. I just wanted the beans to break down. Did it for a few hours, you guys. This was the best thing. I only had one dish to wash, and it was amazing. It's one of the easiest things I've ever seen. So if you pick up a new crock pot, I would highly suggest one that can saute, or I think there's another brand. Is it the Instant Pot? I'm not sure the brand name. This is not sponsored. I just wanted to share because it had been probably like 5 or 6 years since we've upgraded, and I was so excited. I love getting new kitchen gadgets, so it turns out really good. We use this as a chili. We can beef it up with more beans, or we use it as tacos, enchiladas, burritos. The options are endless. Nachos are always a win because I Everybody can make their own plates. I can set it up kind of like bar or family style, and it's a super easy cleanup for me. So the next one, I wanted to try the steaming function. So my husband found this at the grocery store and we loved this. It was super easy. You can use it, obviously, you can add your own meat to it, chicken, beef, whatever you decide. We had some pot stickers that were actually in the freezer that we needed to eat up, so it just worked out as a really good lunch option. I loved this. Everything was already in the package. I love dinners or lunches as a stay-at-home mom. Something that's just kind of already prepared. It is okay to give yourself those easy meals. I always say that you need some sort of like rescue me dinner, and for me that's something that I can take out of the freezer, take out of the fridge. Minimal effort. If we're having a long day or I have a lot to do, you can pop it into the Crockpot, call it a day. Everybody's happy as long as the food is good. So I put this on the steaming function. I did the pot stickers on the stove. I genuinely just wanted to see how this would actually turn out. So it does tell you how long it takes to warm up, which I really enjoyed because I'm always juggling like 5 to 10 different things in the kitchen. It's just either dishes, I'm wiping the counter, I'm prepping something else for the meal. So it was nice to just know like, okay, I have, so many more bars until it's completely warmed up. I did the gyoza or the pot stickers, I don't remember what they were called, on the stove. I genuinely just wanted to test the steaming function. Worked amazingly. It was great. I can definitely throw these back in with the veggies after they're steamed and probably just heat them up that way all together and they would be totally fine. They may just not get as crispy on the steaming function. So noodles is one of my absolute favorite ways to kind of create a shortcut when it comes to like a super simple dinner that I know I always have on hand. Buy a bag of veggies, it's already shredded, has like 5 or 6 different varieties. Buy what you can, what's in your budget, and add some noodles to it, add a protein, add some beans. You can really, like, the sky's the limit, especially if you're making like spaghetti. You can saute or just blend up the veggies into your toddler's spaghetti meat sauce. They'll never know. It's a really easy way, one, to stretch your budget, and if your budget allows to add a protein, then great. A lot of times in my home, my family, my husband and I, again, our kids are super little, we like to do meatless meals, and we'll do pasta one night a week, and one night a week everybody knows it's pasta night. I will serve a salad. I will do sometimes just sauce and noodles, and sometimes my kids don't want meat in the sauce. I threw day-old rice in here and it worked out amazingly. It was a super healthy lunch portion for my husband and I. So just kind of get creative when it comes to noodle night. It doesn't always have to be, a red or white sauce with noodles. You can do literally anything with them. The next one is going to be a super simple dinner. My kids absolutely love chicken nuggets, and I'm tired of buying them from the grocery store. So we stocked up on chicken from Costco. I had some Ritz crackers, and I was like, you know what? We're going to do what my mom did. My mom always used Ritz crackers when she was out of breadcrumbs. And we are this month trying to use what's in our pantry. That's why I have instant mashed potatoes and green beans. I love having a rotating pantry. I keep things on hand that if we're in a pinch, then here I am. I have a super quick dinner, and it's one of those nights where I honestly just did not want to boil potatoes. I did not want to saute green beans. I just want to pop them out of the can, put them on the stove, microwave the potatoes, and call it a day. And it's okay, again, to have those days where it's like, you know what, everybody's gonna get fed a really hot dinner. As long as it tastes good, it doesn't matter how it got on their plate. So I'm keeping the seasoning super simple just because this is the first time I'm trying to make chicken for my kids and hope that they eat it. I threw in some garlic powder, paprika, and Italian seasoning. I did not put onion powder. I would have, but nobody else in my house likes it except for me. And so I added a ton of salt and pepper. Season it however you like. Use flour, you can use panko. I just happen to have a ton of Ritz crackers. We had a box from Costco that we weren't using. I have a little guy with me. I made a super quick dredging station. I did 2 eggs, and then I left some of the chicken out. I was actually just gonna throw these in the air fryer, and I didn't want any chicken that had any breadcrumbs on it. I tend to like chicken just by itself, so I was gonna throw that on a salad. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that quickly. I did have enough left over to just kind of dredge them twice in the cracker mixture. I tried to coat them as much as I could so that my kids would actually think that they're crunchy and not see so much chicken. If you have a toddler, then you know they absolutely love chicken nuggets. If yours don't, let me know what they eat. Every air fryer is going to vary temperature wise, just like a crock pot. So I believe I did these around 375. I kind of played around with the temperature just because it was my first time making these. 375 to 380 was the sweet spot. I did try to flip them and make sure that you do use a meat thermometer just so that you can check the chunkiest or the thickest part of your actual chicken. Make sure that it is cooked to that internal temperature of 165. Now the ones that I did not bread, I just drizzled with some olive oil, same seasonings, and then I threw those in. They cooked super quickly. I'd say less than 5 minutes because they were so thin. They turned out really great. So the chicken turned out amazing. It was super juicy inside, very tender. I'm always going to be grabbing for the air fryer now when I cook chicken. I typically used to do it in the oven, and you guys, it's just so hot. It's too hot to do that during the summer. So my kids actually really liked these. I will say that I probably should have cut them smaller for my kiddos. They were a little bit skeptical, but they ended up really liking them. My husband enjoyed them. I served them on the side with green beans and mashed potatoes. My kids do not eat mashed potatoes. I always serve them to them if they'd like to try it. We had some leftover rice. I cut up some veggies, and that was dinner. Let me know if you like this kind of video. Don't forget to subscribe, say hello down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.